On March 21, 2025, President Trump stood in the Oval Office and announced something that sent shockwaves through military circles worldwide. America just revealed its most advanced weapon ever created, the F-47, a sixth-generation stealth fighter so revolutionary that it makes the legendary F-22 Raptor look like yesterday's technology. While China shocked the world by flying their J-36 stealth fighter 3 years ahead of schedule on December 26, 2024, America's response has been swift and decisive. The F-47 isn't just another fighter jet. It's a flying supercomputer that commands drone armies, penetrates enemy airspace undetected, and travels over 1,000 nautical miles on a single mission. But here's what makes this story even more incredible. This aircraft represents the biggest shift in air warfare since the invention of radar, and every detail we're about to share will show you exactly why America's enemies are scrambling to catch up. Welcome to Jet Insight, where we break down the most advanced military technology shaping our world today. The announcement of the F-47 on March 21, 2025, wasn't just another defense contract award. It was America declaring its intention to dominate the skies for the next half-century. Standing alongside Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Air Force Chief of Staff General David Allvin, President Trump made it clear that this aircraft would be unlike anything the world has ever seen.
It's something the likes of which nobody has seen before.
Boeing, the aerospace giant that gave us the B-17 Flying Fortress and countless other legendary aircraft, has been awarded a contract worth over $20 billion to develop this masterpiece of engineering. But the story behind this selection is far more dramatic than most people realize. The Next Generation Air Dominance Program, known as NGAD, had actually been paused in July 2024. Why? Because the projected costs had skyrocketed to 3 times that of an F-35, with each aircraft potentially costing between $300 and $600 million. Former Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall had even excluded NGAD from the 2026 budget, prioritizing other critical needs like counter-space weapons and air-based defense. But then China changed everything. On December 26, 2024, deliberately chosen as Mao Zedong's birthday, Chinese test pilots took to the skies with not one, but 2 different 6th-generation prototypes. The larger aircraft, designated J-36 by Western analysts, featured a massive trijet tailless design that caught American intelligence completely off guard. This wasn't supposed to happen until 2028 at the earliest. The Chinese message was clear. They weren't waiting for America to make the first move. Within 3 months, President Trump's administration fast-tracked the F-47 program, making what experts called completely unheard of decision to award a full contract in the first days of the administration. If you believe America should maintain air superiority at all costs, type proud in the comments below. What makes the F-47 revolutionary? The F-47 represents such a quantum leap in technology that comparing it to current fighters is like comparing a smartphone to a telegraph. Air Force Chief of Staff General David Allvin described it as having significantly longer range, more advanced stealth, and higher availability than our 5th-generation fighters. Let's break down what this actually means. The F-47's combat radius exceeds 1,000 nautical miles. That's roughly 1,150 regular miles. To put this in perspective, the current F-22 Raptor, our most advanced air superiority fighter, has a combat radius of just 590 nautical miles. The F-35, despite being newer, only manages 670 nautical miles. This extended range isn't just impressive, it's absolutely critical for operations in the Pacific Theater, where distances between bases can span thousands of miles. But range is just the beginning. The F-47 carries a stealth designation of Stealth++, a rating system that shows just how far stealth technology has advanced. The F-35 receives a standard stealth rating, while the legendary F-22 gets Stealth+. The F-47's Stealth++ rating suggests a radar cross-section so small it might be virtually undetectable by current and near-future radar systems. The aircraft's speed capabilities are equally impressive. While specific details remain classified for obvious security reasons, the F-47 can exceed Mach 2 and features what's called supercruise capability, the ability to fly faster than the speed of sound without using afterburners. This means it can maintain supersonic speeds while using less fuel and producing less heat signature, making it even harder to detect and track. Perhaps most revolutionary is the F-47's integration with what the military calls collaborative combat aircraft, or CCAs. These aren't just any drones. They're sophisticated autonomous aircraft designated YQF-42A and YQF-44A, designed to work as intelligent wingmen. Each F-47 can command anywhere from 2 to 5 of these drone companions, effectively turning a single pilot into the commander of an entire squadron. The brain behind the beast. What truly sets the F-47 apart isn't just its physical capabilities, it's the revolutionary computing power packed inside. This aircraft has been designed as what engineers call a flying supercomputer, capable of processing vast amounts of data in real time while coordinating multiple combat systems simultaneously. The built-to-adapt philosophy means the F-47 uses an open systems architecture that allows for frequent technology upgrades throughout its service life. Unlike previous fighters that became locked into their original capabilities, the F-47 can evolve with advancing technology. New sensors, weapon systems, and even artificial intelligence capabilities can be integrated as they become available. This adaptability extends to its mission capabilities as well. The aircraft has been designed to excel not just in air-to-air combat, but also in deep strike missions, electronic warfare, intelligence gathering, and battle management. It's essentially multiple specialized aircraft rolled into one incredibly capable platform. The pilot interface represents another revolutionary advance. Instead of the traditional cockpit filled with switches and displays, the F-47 features what's being called a virtual cockpit, integrated into the pilot's helmet. This means critical flight and combat information is displayed directly in the pilot's field of vision, allowing for faster decision-making and reduced workload during high-stress combat situations. America's industrial might responds. The selection of Boeing for this critical program represents more than just a business decision. It's a testament to American industrial capability and innovation. Boeing's Phantom Works division, the same secretive unit that developed the revolutionary bird of prey stealth demonstrator in the 1990s, is leading the F-47's development. The program involves an incredible network of American suppliers and manufacturers. Over 1,000 companies across the United States are contributing to various aspects of the F-47's development and production. This isn't just about building one aircraft. It's about maintaining and advancing America's entire aerospace industrial base. The economic impact extends far beyond Boeing's facilities. The program is expected to support hundreds of thousands of jobs across multiple states, from advanced materials research in California to precision manufacturing in the Midwest. Small businesses, universities, and major corporations are all playing crucial roles in bringing this revolutionary aircraft to life. Boeing's investment in this program goes beyond just fulfilling a contract. The company has made substantial investments in new manufacturing techniques, advanced materials processing, and cutting-edge software development. These investments will benefit not just the F-47 program, but civilian aviation technology for decades to come. The St. Louis, Missouri production facility where the F-47 will be manufactured represents the pinnacle of modern aerospace production. The facility incorporates the latest in automated manufacturing, quality control systems, and security protocols. Workers there aren't just building an aircraft, they're crafting the future of American air power. The technology that changes everything. The F-47's propulsion system alone represents a generational leap forward. While specific details remain classified, we know it incorporates advanced variable cycle engine technology that can adapt its performance characteristics based on mission requirements. During cruise flight, the engine operates in a fuel-efficient mode for maximum range. When combat power is needed, it can rapidly reconfigure for maximum thrust and maneuverability. This adaptive engine technology, combined with the aircraft's advanced thermal management systems, allows the F-47 to maintain its stealth characteristics even during high-speed flight. Previous stealth aircraft had to balance speed and stealth. The faster they flew, the more detectable they became due to heat signatures. The F-47 has largely solved this challenge through revolutionary materials and cooling systems. The aircraft's sensor suite represents another quantum leap. Instead of individual radar, infrared, and electronic warfare systems operating independently, the F-47 integrates all sensors into a unified system that creates a complete picture of the battle space. This sensor fusion capability allows the pilot to see threats and opportunities that would be invisible to previous generation aircraft. The F-47's weapons bay design allows it to carry larger and more diverse weapons than any previous stealth fighter. Long-range air-to-air missiles, precision strike weapons, and even directed energy systems can all be accommodated. The modular weapons bay design means new weapons can be integrated as they become available, ensuring the F-47 remains relevant throughout its expected service life, extending beyond 2060. Understanding the global threat landscape. The development of the F-47 isn't happening in a vacuum. It's America's response to rapidly evolving threats from our adversaries. China's surprise revelation of the J-36 on December 26, 2024, demonstrated that our competitors aren't waiting for permission to advance their capabilities. The Chinese J-36 represents a fundamentally different approach to sixth-generation fighter design. Its massive size, roughly comparable to a tactical bomber, suggests China is prioritizing range and payload over traditional fighter characteristics. With its three-engine configuration and estimated ability to carry large internal weapons loads, the J-36 appears designed specifically for operations in the Pacific theater. Intelligence assessments suggest the J-36 could potentially achieve initial operational capability as early as 2030, which would make it the world's first operational sixth-generation fighter. This timeline pressure is part of what drove the Trump administration's decision to fast-track the F-47 program. Russia, despite its current challenges, continues to claim development of the PAC-DP, also known as the MiG-41. Russian officials have made extraordinary claims about this aircraft's capabilities, including Mach 4 speed and the ability to operate at near-space altitudes. However, Western analysts remain highly skeptical of these claims, particularly given Russia's struggles to produce even small numbers of their current Su-57 fifth-generation fighter. Europe is pursuing two separate sixth-generation programs, which highlights both the importance of this technology and the challenges of international cooperation. The Global Combat Air Program, involving the United Kingdom, Italy, and Japan, is targeting a 2035 service date. Meanwhile, the Future Combat Air System, a collaboration between France, Germany, and Spain, aims for 2040 operational capability. The strategic implications. The F-47 program represents far more than just acquiring a new fighter aircraft. It's about maintaining American military superiority in an increasingly dangerous world. The aircraft's 1,000-mile combat radius means it can operate effectively throughout the Pacific theater, protecting American allies and interests from bases in Japan, Guam, and Australia. This extended reach capability fundamentally changes the strategic equation in potential conflict scenarios. Enemy forces that previously felt safe due to distance now find themselves within reach of American air power. The F-47's ability to penetrate advanced air defense systems means even the most heavily protected targets become vulnerable. The integration with drone wingmen multiplies the F-47's effectiveness exponentially. Instead of sending single aircraft on dangerous missions, commanders can deploy entire formations centered around one F-47, controlling multiple autonomous aircraft. This approach provides redundancy, increases mission success probability, and reduces risk to American pilots. The F-47's advanced networking capabilities mean it can serve as a command and control platform for other friendly forces. Ground troops, naval vessels, and other aircraft can all benefit from the F-47's superior sensors and processing power. This makes every F-47 not just a fighter, but a force multiplier for the entire military. Perhaps most importantly, the F-47 demonstrates American commitment to maintaining technological superiority. Our adversaries invest heavily in developing countermeasures to American weapons systems. The F-47's adaptable design and regular upgrade schedule mean it can stay ahead of these countermeasures throughout its service life. Looking ahead, the future of air warfare. The F-47 represents the first step into a new era of air warfare where manned and unmanned systems work together seamlessly. The pilot of an F-47 won't just be flying a fighter. They'll be commanding a complex network of interconnected systems, all working toward mission success. Artificial intelligence plays a crucial role in this new paradigm. The F-47's AI systems can process sensor data faster than any human pilot, identify threats and opportunities, and even suggest optimal tactics in real time. However, the human pilot remains in command, making the critical decisions that only human judgment and experience can provide. The aircraft's modular design means it will continue evolving throughout its service life. New technologies developed 10 or 20 years from now can be integrated into existing F-47s, keeping them at the cutting edge of capability. This approach is far more cost-effective than developing entirely new aircraft every generation. Training F-47 pilots requires a completely new approach. These aviators must master not only traditional fighter pilot skills, but also learn to command drone formations, interpret vast amounts of sensor data, and coordinate with ground and space-based assets. The Air Force is developing revolutionary training programs that combine virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and live flying to prepare pilots for this new reality. The F-47's success will likely influence civilian aviation technology as well. The advanced materials, manufacturing techniques, and software systems developed for the program will eventually find their way into commercial aircraft, making civilian flying safer, more efficient, and more capable. For all our military veterans and enthusiasts out there, we'd love to have you join our growing community of service members, both active and retired. Your experience and insights help make content like this even better. The production challenge, building the F-47, presents manufacturing challenges unlike anything previously attempted in aerospace. The aircraft's stealth coatings alone require precision application techniques that must be performed in specially controlled environments. Every surface, every joint, and every component must meet tolerances measured in fractions of millimeters. The supply chain for the F-47 spans the entire United States and includes some of our closest allies. Critical components come from specialized manufacturers who have spent decades perfecting their craft. Advanced ceramics from one company, precision electronics from another, and exotic metals from yet another all come together in Boeing's St. Louis facility. Quality control for the F-47 goes far beyond traditional aircraft manufacturing standards. Each aircraft undergoes thousands of individual tests and inspections throughout the assembly process. Computer modeling and simulation verify that every component will perform as designed under the extreme conditions the F-47 will face in combat. The manufacturing workforce requires extensive specialized training. Workers must understand not only traditional aircraft assembly techniques, but also the unique requirements of stealth technology, advanced materials, and complex electronic systems. Boeing has partnered with technical schools and universities to develop training programs specifically for F-47 production. Security considerations add another layer of complexity to manufacturing. The F-47's advanced technologies require the highest levels of protection from foreign intelligence services. The entire production facility operates under strict security protocols, with workers undergoing extensive background checks and continuous monitoring. The numbers that matter. The scale of the F-47 program is truly staggering. The Air Force plans to acquire 185 aircraft initially, with the potential for additional orders as the program proves successful. At an estimated cost of $300 to $600 million per aircraft, the total program value could exceed $100 billion over its lifetime. But the F-47 is just one part of the larger next-generation air dominance program. The accompanying collaborative combat aircraft program plans to build at least 1,000 drone wingmen to support the F-47 fleet. These drones, while less expensive at around $30 million each, represent an additional $30 billion investment. The entire NGAD program, including both manned and unmanned components, has a budget of $28.48 billion for fiscal years 2025 through 2029. This represents one of the largest military aircraft development programs in American history, comparable to the Manhattan Project in terms of national priority and resource commitment. Engine development alone accounts for $1.3 billion over the next 3 years. The revolutionary power plant being developed for the F-47 incorporates technologies that have never been attempted in a production aircraft. Success in this area will position America at the forefront of aerospace propulsion for decades to come. Research and development costs extend far beyond the aircraft itself. Advanced materials research, software development, manufacturing technique innovation, and testing infrastructure all require substantial investment. These technologies will benefit not only the F-47 but future military and civilian aircraft programs. Global implications and responses. The F-47's development is already influencing military planning worldwide. Allied nations are adapting their own defense strategies to take advantage of the capabilities the F-47 will provide. Japan, Australia, and European NATO members are all considering how to integrate with F-47 operations in their respective regions. Potential adversaries are likewise adapting to the F-47 threat. Intelligence reports suggest significant investments in new radar technologies, longer-range surface-to-air missiles, and countermeasures specifically designed to counter stealth aircraft. This action-reaction cycle drives continuous innovation on both sides. The export potential for a toned-down version of the F-47 could be enormous. President Trump suggested that allied nations might be offered simplified variants, though he cautioned that such aircraft would have reduced capabilities since someday maybe they're not our allies. This approach balances the benefits of cost-sharing with allies against the need to protect our most sensitive technologies. International cooperation on the F-47 program extends beyond simple sales. Key allies are providing specialized components, research assistance, and testing facilities. This collaboration strengthens relationships with friendly nations while distributing program costs and risks. The F-47's success could reshape the global aerospace industry. Companies and nations that contribute to the program will gain access to cutting-edge technologies and manufacturing techniques. Those left out may find themselves increasingly unable to compete in the advanced aerospace market. The human element. Despite all its advanced technology, the F-47's ultimate effectiveness depends on the skill and dedication of American airmen. The Air Force is already identifying and training the pilots who will fly these revolutionary aircraft. These individuals represent the best of the best, pilots with exceptional skills, judgment, and adaptability. F-47 pilots must master an entirely new way of thinking about air combat. Instead of focusing solely on their own aircraft, they must consider the capabilities and status of multiple drone wingmen, coordinate with other F-47s in the formation, and integrate with ground and space-based assets. This requires mental agility and situational awareness far beyond traditional fighter pilot requirements. Maintenance personnel face equally challenging requirements. The F-47's advanced systems require technicians with expertise in stealth materials, complex electronics, artificial intelligence systems, and traditional aircraft mechanics. The Air Force is developing comprehensive training programs to ensure these specialists are ready when the first F-47s enter service. Support personnel throughout the Air Force must also adapt to the F-47's capabilities. Intelligence analysts, mission planners, logistics specialists, and commanders all need to understand how to maximize the aircraft's potential. This represents a service-wide transformation, not just a new aircraft introduction. The human cost of developing and deploying the F-47 extends beyond just training requirements. Thousands of engineers, technicians, test pilots, and support personnel are dedicating years of their lives to making this program successful. Their commitment and expertise are just as critical as the advanced technology they're creating. Testing and validation. Bringing the F-47 from concept to operational aircraft requires the most comprehensive testing program ever undertaken for a military aircraft. Initial testing began with X-plane experimental aircraft that have been flying since 2020, validating key technologies and design concepts. The first official F-47 prototype is expected to make its maiden flight by the end of President Trump's current term, sometime before early 2029. This initial flight will mark the beginning of a multi-year test program involving multiple aircraft and thousands of test flights. Flight testing will validate every aspect of the F-47's performance, from basic flying characteristics to complex mission scenarios involving multiple drone wingmen. Test pilots will push the aircraft to its limits, ensuring it can perform safely and effectively under the most demanding combat conditions. Ground testing complements flight operations with extensive evaluation of systems, materials, and manufacturing processes. Wind tunnel testing, electromagnetic compatibility verification, and environmental testing ensure the F-47 can operate effectively in any conditions it might encounter worldwide. Simulation plays a crucial role in F-47 testing and development. Advanced computer models allow engineers to test scenarios that would be too dangerous or expensive to replicate with actual aircraft. These simulations also help train pilots and maintenance personnel before they ever interact with real F-47s. The legacy continues. The F-47 designation itself carries historical significance, connecting this revolutionary aircraft to America's proud military aviation heritage. While specific details about the naming decision remain classified, the choice reflects the aircraft's expected role as a dominant force in air warfare. This new F-47 joins a distinguished lineage of American fighter aircraft that have shaped the course of history. From the P-51 Mustang that helped win World War II to the F-22 Raptor that currently rules the skies, each generation has built upon the lessons and achievements of its predecessors. The men and women who will fly and maintain the F-47 follow in the footsteps of generations of American airmen who have served with distinction in every conflict since aviation began. Their dedication to excellence and commitment to protecting American interests continues a tradition that stretches back over a century. The technological innovations being developed for the F-47 will influence aviation for decades to come. Just as previous military aircraft programs led to advances in civilian aviation, the F-47's revolutionary systems will eventually benefit commercial air travel, making it safer, more efficient, and more capable. Most importantly, the F-47 represents America's unwavering commitment to maintaining the peace through strength. By developing the most advanced fighter aircraft in the world, we ensure that potential adversaries understand the futility of challenging American resolve and the resolve of our allies. Conclusion: the F-47 represents more than just another advance in military technology. It symbolizes American ingenuity, determination, and commitment to protecting freedom worldwide. From President Trump's announcement on March 21, 2025, to the eventual deployment of operational aircraft, this program demonstrates what America can achieve when we set our minds to a crucial goal. As we've seen throughout this analysis, the F-47 isn't just superior to current fighters. It's revolutionary enough to change the fundamental nature of air warfare. Its 1,000-mile range, advanced stealth capabilities, and ability to command drone formations represent a quantum leap in military capability that our adversaries will struggle to match. The challenges ahead are significant. Developing, testing, and fielding the F-47 will require sustained commitment, substantial resources, and the continued excellence of American aerospace workers and military personnel. But if history is any guide, American innovation and determination will overcome these challenges, just as we have overcome every obstacle that has stood in our way. For those who have served our nation in uniform, and for those who continue to serve today, the F-47 represents the latest chapter in America's ongoing commitment to maintaining the freedom and security that define our way of life. This aircraft will ensure that American airmen have the tools they need to succeed in whatever challenges the future may bring. The F-47 program proves that America remains the world's leader in military aviation technology. While our competitors work to catch up with yesterday's innovations, we're already building tomorrow's dominance. The skies above the world's trouble spots will continue to be patrolled by aircraft bearing the stars and stripes, flown by the finest pilots in the world, and supported by the most advanced technology human ingenuity can create. If you found this deep dive into America's most advanced fighter aircraft informative, we'd appreciate your support with a like and subscribe. Your engagement helps us continue bringing you the latest insights into the technologies and people protecting our freedom. Let us know in the comments what aspects of the F-47 program interest you most, and don't forget to share this video with anyone who appreciates American military excellence.